How's it going, Jordan?
It is good, dude.
Yeah, what have you been up to?
The same old basic stuff. Working on the portfolio, playing video games,
How's
eating food, living.
how's the portfolio coming?
Most of my time has been spent cleaning up an old model of a car.
Okay,
And then
nice.
yesterday I started the basic outline of what will eventually be my website, in which I will show that stuff off on.
Yeah,
It's got like the navigation bar and general theme colors that were.
nice. Yeah, so I am streaming or this first episode of the People's Champ podcast that is from my parents' basement. So for those of you who have been around, this is a change of venue. I am back home for the summer because I have started my internship at a country club. This week has been super crazy. I've been basically doing a bunch of like prep work for next week. Uh, buying supplies and getting stuff ready for like putting down like we put down colored duct tape on the courts so that kids know where to stand to stay 6 feet apart from each other. And then dealing with signups and stuff. All my classes start on Monday, so I'm pretty excited about that. Also super excited about
Wait, your classes? What? Oh, wait, your tennis classes. Gotcha.
yeah, my tennis classes that I'm teaching.
Teaching people during the summer. Gotcha. So you have summer classes too? That's weird.
Yeah. No. Uh, yeah, and then I'm also super excited. I caught up fully today on the Hearthstoners podcast, which is an excellent wild podcast, hosted by Gil Daniel and Casual Fridays. And I've been working through that for the last month. I started at the very beginning, which is like a year and a half ago at this point. And so I've been listening to that for the last month. And today I finally finished the most recent episode, which was super sweet. And it was also kind of funny because at the very end of it, Gil Daniel actually shouts out the People's Champ podcast, except so he shouts out the pod one, and then he says, "Yeah, he's got a new podcast, and it's called For the People." I was like, "Oh, so close," but it's the thought that counts. It was great. It was cool hearing my our podcast get shouted out on another podcast. So yeah,
For sure.
so we got some new Hearthstone news for the first time in about a month. We got a balance patch, and we got to learn more about the solo count or the solo adventures. And we is that it? Yeah, the solo adventure, and they talk about some legendary quests and stuff too. But so next week, I want to talk about the solo adventure first. The solo adventure is going to be free, which is interesting. But it's not going to have any new cards, which is pretty disappointing to
Just
me.
just like 20 minutes of fun.
Yeah, it's like
Mm.
play through the story, get some packs, get a golden Kel'Thas, get a card back, get a new Demon Hunter skin, but it's free, and there's no cards attached to it. Thoughts on that?
Very interesting.
Yeah, I'm
Okay.
honestly pretty disappointed with it. Um, just because I'm getting a little tired of the wild meta. It's a little stale for me. I'd really like to have seen some new cards that come in and shake up the meta, but obviously that won't happen now until our next expansion, probably. But I mean,
Yeah, probably.
I'm still gonna play wild, but the if Raza Priest and Quest Mage and Odd Demon Hunter and Pirate Warrior are going to continue being the top 4 decks, it's going to make me a lot less interested in playing Wild, and I might venture into more battlegrounds, which I know you would like.
Yeah, battlegrounds is pretty solid.
Yeah, and I know you miss playing every night, doing co-ops.
I mean, it's what is what it.
Yeah. All right, so that's a solo adventure. The new Demon Hunter skin is Elise's little sister, I guess, which
The new
is
what?
yeah, the new Demon Hunter skin that's going to be coming out with the solo content.
Oh, I haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's like Elisa's younger sister. It's that. It's also gonna. She's also gonna be a playable battlegrounds hero when that solo content rolls out. So it's like I think it's like Iran Starseeker.
Mm.
Yeah, but yeah, that is honestly the most exciting part of the solo content for me is a new Demon Hunter skin.
A new Demon Hunter skin and
I know some people were really excited about Golden Kel'Thas
can
because
you disenchant Golden Kel'Thas?
no, you cannot
Well,
because
you can
people are
for
excited about it
free.
because like there are some people that won't play decks if there's a non-golden card in them, like Old Daniel, for example.
Oh, and you couldn't craft a Gul'dan,
No,
or you couldn't craft a Golden Kel'Thas.
no, you could not. They
Why not?
were because they knew that they were
They were
going to do
planning on.
this. Yeah, they
They're
wanted to
planning
give
on.
it away. Yeah,
Makes sense because you could do it with a snip snap, right? But they didn't give it away for free because it's the difference.
yeah. Well, gave away golden snip snap for free, but you could craft regular snip snap if you wanted to.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, that's what I mean. There were people who would craft it to have an all non golden deck,
Yeah,
which is just absurd.
yeah, it's silly. But I guess if you want your cards to match, that's the cheaper way to do it.
All right.
All right, so and then we got a balance patch, which is battlegrounds, battlegrounds, battlegrounds. So this patch is actually pretty exciting. I like what they've done with this patch, just based on playing with it for a couple days. So we're gonna pull it up here. So this is probably the biggest part of the patch, in my opinion. So basically, what this
And the best part.
yeah, the battleground shifting minion pools. So now since they added pirates in, there are 6 minion types, and they wanted to not have all those in at once. So they are going to have every game you'll have 5 of the 6, and one will sit out.
Yeah, 6 kind of like 7 though if you count neutrals as its own.
Sure. It also so I think the biggest thing that this matters for is it makes the game every game feel different, right? Because now there are going to be games where if you're playing dragons, you don't have to worry about big poisonous divine shield murlocs maybe. So it makes new
Right.
meta. It makes new metas around what's in and what's not.
Games without Murlocs certainly are different than games with Murlocs.
Yes. So for
Even in
net,
the even in the early game too, though, right? Like you're not going to lose to late game Murlocs, but you're also not going to get token on
well, you can still get the
in
alley
games
cat.
where there aren't Murlocs. You can. Alley Cats.
Alley
Alley
cats do
Cat's
suck.
almost not worth it. It's like the 4th or 5th. Well, now it's like the 6th or 7th best one drop.
Yeah.
And that's not even counting pirates. But that pirates might be even worse. Like
I
it's worse than the
disagree.
2/3 Murloc. It's worse than like quite a bit of things because the 1/1 extra on turn 5 like is sometimes not any better than just like saving life the first 2 fights.
Sure.
So it's pretty lackluster. But now there's probably some pretty decent pirates that outbeat it.
Yeah.
I don't know which ones though.
Well,
Like maybe Scallywag's okay, but you end up selling anything on most heroes. So
sure.
I guess in terms of the Scallywag's slightly better in terms of not taking damage. But if you picked Alley Cat over Scallywag, that wouldn't really upset me too much, right? And then Dex Swabby's kind of bad turn 1 unless you're like got a way to make it good.
Yeah.
Thinking about Tandatron, it's kind of the nuts.
Ooh, I haven't thought about that. I haven't played Bartendertron since the new patch.
Yeah, so it normally would cost 3 to level up. If you buy that, it costs 2, which then means you can sell your one and get a different one.
Okay.
Because it'd be 2 to level up. Sell your swab, you buy a different one drop.
So I did
You get
something.
another swab.
So I did something similar with hook tusks. You were watching.
Yeah,
I bought
it was
it,
disgusting. I don't remember what it
and then
was.
I bought it, and then I hero
Yes.
powered it, and then I played it again. So I discounted it twice, and then next turn I was able
You
to.
hero powered it again, I believe, and got another one. So then you were able to buy and hero power on turn 2. Or buy and level up on turn 2.
Yeah, what I was going for when
Oh.
I hero powered it the second time was I was looking for the token, because if I got the token, I could have leveled up, rolled, sold, and bought a tier 2 minion on 4 money, which would have been nuts, right?
Do you hit it again? You could have leveled and bought a minion on 4 months, which is what you did.
I'm saying I could have bought a tier 2 minion on 4 money.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, no, because you'd have to have leveled on turn 1
No.
and then have
So,
your
because
2 job come up.
So normally leveling on 4 money costs 4, but I discounted it twice. So I did it for 2, and if I hero powered my tier 1 minion, got a token generator, so 2-1 and 1-1.
You could sell
You
both
could sell
roll
both,
buy
roll and buy.
and just have 1 2 drop on your board.
Yeah.
I think what you ended up doing was better. You had 2 1 drops, right?
Yeah, but I didn't get a token option, so it didn't matter. But if I had gotten a token
Dex
option, I would
Hobby
have gone
was
for the tier 2.
the Dex Hobby was also very nuts there.
Sure.
Being able to buy another 1 drop.
No.
It was kind of the same thing. It
Fair.
was 2 money. It was actually exactly the same thing. What you could have hero powered, you could have leveled for 1, rolled, sold, bought. I think instead of just leveling and buying, but 2 1s is probably better than a 2 on average.
Maybe.
Especially considering you could just roll into a bunch of 1s anyway, and it would really.
That would suck. You're correct.
I think the 2 1s is better because you're pretty much going to win that fight guaranteed at that point, and the more money you have reserved for later, the better.
Fair.
None of those cards are ever staying.
Yeah. All right. So let's get into some of these new heroes. So the first one we have is Captain Eudora. Captain Eudora has a 1 mana hero power that says dig for a golden minion, and you have to do it 4 times. And that 4th time that you do it, you get a random golden minion added to your hand.
Of the current tier that you're at.
Is that how it works? I hadn't
Yes.
noticed that. Okay.
It is of the tier that, as far as I'm aware, I've never seen it not give the
I
tier that
think
you're at.
I think I've gotten like a golden.
Lower?
Yeah, I've gotten lower.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah,
That's
I think
insane.
I think I got a golden righteous protector on like tier 3 once.
Ah, I don't.
I'm pretty sure it's just up to your current tier.
That would be crazy. The games I've seen and played, I've always seen them get their tier. Like they're on tier 6 and they get a 6 drop like twice in a row. It's like that would be insanely lucky if you
That
skip
would
off.
be insanely lucky.
I
We
feel
should
like
look
you're
into that, but
thinking of the other hero maybe. I don't know.
no.
But yeah, I mean,
But yeah,
this hero is actually fairly good because you could do this hero power like you can get a golden minion and then continue to keep pressing the button to do it again.
yeah. It's not a
There's no
one-time
stopping.
thing.
It's not just
It's
one
like
minion.
Reno but better in a lot of ways.
Like in Firebat's recent YouTube video, leveled up. It was a 7 money turn. He leveled up for 6 to tier 3 because he like did a little slower where he like hero power bought on turn 2.
Sure.
So a 6 money level up on the 7 money turn. He did that hero power, which got him a 3 drop random golden, and he nailed it, dude. The golden hungry dragon. It was really filthy.
Yikes. And it's nice because it gets added to your hand unlike Reno. So that means when you play
Right. So you also get the ticket for the 4 drop,
right.
which is
Yeah.
also gross because he hit the divine shield dragon with one of the synergies, and he had a selfless and a righteous on his border.
Yeah.
It was very rude to the opponents. Just outright nailed the dragon at a Enforcer, and I was like, well, that's like
GG's.
a it's like
Yeah.
a 7-9, 7-10.
Yeah.
It's pretty good that early. Your 8-8 becomes a 12-12.
I think
8 money turn, you have a 12-12.
so. I One of the games I played, Captain Eudora, I got a golden gold grubber like naturally, and that's really good with this hero. Cause then it's just gaining like 20
Right,
20
because
every turn.
you just leave the golden minion on the board,
Yeah.
and then gold grubber grows 2 for 2 for each golden friendly
It's
minion.
4 and 4 plus for each golden
If it's
minion.
golden,
If it's
right?
golden, yeah.
Golden grubber. Yes, that's a lot of gold in that word.
Yes.
Golden gold grubber.
Yes. That's
Say that
great.
5 times fast.
Pass. But yeah, so this
It
hero seems sweet. It's not like it's
blows my mind that that's a 4-star card, though. Feels like a 3-star card, but hey, maybe not.
I think it spirals too fast if you get it early. That's the
Well,
issue
you
with
don't
it,
have
right?
like getting it early. How do you like? You still have to have golden minions.
Sure, but
So
some
get
people
them
get
quickly.
golden minions on
Maybe.
5 money. Like
Fair enough.
yeah,
Yeah.
like
Okay. It's like
um
half a hangry dragon. Wait, it is a hangry dragon then. In that case, you don't have to win though,
exactly, which makes it better.
and it's only half the stats. So yeah, that would be better. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah. But all in all, this hero seems pretty fair and pretty fun. It
Yeah,
is it's
not the best.
dis
Not the
it,
worst.
yeah, I'm feeling like the hero power is deceiving. Like it seems like you want to do it as fast as possible and like make suboptimal plays with your leveling up and stuff. But like that's what it looks like at first glance. But like I would say more realistically, you just squeeze it in on turns you have extra mana, and eventually you get to the fourth one, and it's probably just better because you play an optimal game and then you just get added value towards the end.
I mean, saving a gold is optimal like every turn, other than like doing like starting on turn 2. But like if you start turn 3, it's pretty optimal. You just don't roll at the end of your turn. You don't get to roll as many times.
Yeah, you do it, but like the
I think
turn
there's a
seven
reasonable
money
manner in
turn,
which I think
like
it's reasonable to hit it like every turn after
maybe.
1, maybe after 2 if you want to like level on 2, hero power buy, roll on 3.
I think
But then
once
you
you
have
get to
like
tier
bye again,
three,
which is kind of gross. So I feel like you just want to hit it every turn and
mm,
wait until level up to 3 on 7 money turn, but do it for 6. I think that's probably the best way. Notably,
maybe.
this hero is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's currently the 10th highest rated, according to the stats I have so far in HS replay.
Yeah.
It is currently 10th. Right below Yogg, right above Sir Finley. Which is actually quite interesting now. Warfarm has moved to tier 2
Yeah.
with Kael'thas and Dancing Daryl and now Dormu, all in that same 4 orders. But Captain Hooktusk is so good that she is alone in. So that's crazy. We'll get to her next if you want to move on. I don't know what's next after this one, but
Hook Tusk.
there she is. Speak of the devil.
Yeah, so when I was streaming yesterday, I played 5 of 7 games with Hook Tusk.
That's
Like
very lucky.
I just kept getting offered her, and I was like, I mean, you gotta play the new stuff. You gotta.
She has a 25% win rate
Yeah.
from all players. Like top 50% MMR. Like
Yeah.
6,000 and up.
I'm
That's
pretty
insane.
sure. I'm pretty sure I've never gotten lower than third with her, which is saying like a
Also,
lot.
if you ever wondered if Battlegrounds is popular or not, just look at HS replays. It has like their gamer numbers for like all their decks.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you go to WoW, there's like a couple hundred on each of the top few decks.
Sure.
And obviously that's only for people who use Deck Tracker.
Right.
But in the last 7 days, which I don't know how long it's actually been since the updates come out.
It was earlier this week. It's been since I've been living at my parents', so it's been less than a week.
Was it Tuesday?
I think it was
That it
Tuesday.
came out?
I think so.
That would make sense. In the last 7 days, the games they have for the stats are 1.3 million.
Wow. And that's just people with Deck Tracker open.
Yes. Battlegrounds is insanely popular.
Yeah. Which
And
isn't
there's really no
surprising
down.
to
Like,
me.
there's hardly any downside playing this game mode for free. Like, having 2 heroes out of 4 is like, okay, gonna be worse if you're trying to get to like 15, 14k MMR and be the top of the thing. But like, if you're just playing for fun, it really doesn't matter that much. It's almost in some ways more fun because you get a new hero every time. Like the casual player that plays this game like 4 times a week, right? Every game you play all the time is a new hero.
Unless you get offered the same two multiple times in a row. Which
Yeah,
can
sometimes it could
happen.
suck. That did happen. First time I played this patch was actually on a Smurf with only 2, and I think I got Pyramid offered to me like 4 games in a row, and it was very sad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's just not that fun when you're playing on a Smurf and anything you do wins. I'd rather play something more fun than Pyramid. Pyramid is quite good still. He's 8th right now behind Deathwing.
Yeah.
But
Pyramid's great.
I wanted to play the new stuff.
It's hard to
And I
do on
got
a
offered it.
Smurf.
But you can't, right? Because you have to have the Tavern Pass to get them.
And I still don't agree with that
Early
decision.
access.
Like I understand that they need to make money, but I think there was a better way to go about it because it feels like a lot of free to play players got the rug yanked out from under them, right? So like
You still got all the same stuff. It's just
so for
I mean,
for
you have to
example,
monetize this game mode specifically, right? Because it's so popular.
yeah, I mean, yeah, but you can do it with
And
you can do it in other
making them
ways.
buy packs feels bad when they don't want packs. So it's like, yes, I know you can't do it in other ways, but it'd be
I
much
mean, like,
worse if they made
imagine
it
if it
so
was like, imagine if you were paying extra for like, okay, the stats they already have rolled in, so I mean that's part of it, and then imagine doing like
right.
skins or something or
Free to play
emotes.
players never got skins or emotes or stats,
Yeah,
which I think is fine.
yeah, which
I
then
mean,
the people who want those things will
I
pay
see what
for
you're
it.
saying. You're
Like,
saying you could advertise, you could sell skins for Battlegrounds heroes, and people would buy those.
yeah, because you know people would
Free to
buy
play
them.
players would.
I mean, just look at how massively popular Fortnite was. Completely free game,
Well,
and they
okay.
made tons of money because of
You can choose
cosmetics.
what skin you use, though. Like every game
Sure.
you go in, like in Battlegrounds, I don't want to buy a Refarm skin and then just like not see him ever. Like that feels weird. It's like if you buy a Hunter skin, you've got this new Hunter skin, you can just keep queuing Hunter up on ladder, right? And use the new skin. And I
Sure.
don't even know how popular those were. I feel like they weren't that popular because they've stopped really selling them, and they mostly just do them with
Releases.
repurchases. So
Yeah.
I don't know. Questionable.
What if you bought a skin pack?
Skin
Like,
packs, you got a bunch of skins for a certain price. I mean, sure, people would definitely buy it, but I don't know if it. I don't know. I like the one of the important things for them when they monetize any game mode is having a way that you can also do it in gold. So this play like technically you can buy the Tavern Pass in gold, which then encourages people to play the game more. It siphons gold out of the game economy and keeps everything make sense.
yeah.
And having it where you can buy the skins, the one-time purchase for gold feels like it wouldn't make very much money. I would certainly buy it with gold. I still have 5,000 plus
Well,
just
then they
sitting
don't
around.
make it available with gold because like
Yeah,
you've got the old heroes that
but then
you've
you
got the old
have
hero
people who play
skins.
mostly Battlegrounds who have gold they have no reason to use and have no use for.
Maybe.
And then winning 10 gold at the end when you win a game doesn't feel special.
Yeah. I mean, I get it. I get that they need to make money off of this thing because it is a huge cash cow.
I don't
But
think this
for
is the
free to play
best way they've monetized it either. I'm just playing devil's advocate here.
yeah.
I think it's okay. It's
For
better than any sort of pay to win.
For free to play players, like what comes to mind is my girlfriend who actually only plays Battlegrounds pretty much. And our buddy Sean, who pretty much again only plays Battlegrounds and only with us really, like
Yeah,
all of a sudden because they were getting 3 heroes and now they're only getting 2.
played with him on Tuesday. Speak of the devil. That's when I was playing on my Smurf. He was just playing on his account.
Right, and you like those kinds of people are never going to spend money on your game anyways, and you've just deprived.
Those are not the people you necessarily care about.
Yeah,
Well, you don't deprive them. Did they have 3 instead of 4?
I'm
Or
pretty
not 2
sure.
instead of 4? I thought they always had 2. Well, no, it was 2 instead of 3, and now it's 2 instead of 4. Because they made it 4 for everybody else, because there's enough heroes now. But it's always been 2 for non-paying accounts. It was
But
just
you,
2 instead of 3.
but it was you buy enough packs, and eventually that restriction went away, and it went
Yes,
away
you
permanently.
could.
It went away permanently. So it wasn't like, and that's
You
what
tell me how.
battlegrounds players did with their gold is they bought the packs. So
Is they buy enough packs every expansion. But yeah, but that just feels maybe that's something really deep there where it's like they realize people are getting packs. Well, no, because you want like that monetization method is trying to like keep people around to play the actual game by forcing them to get cards.
mhm.
But there are some people who just will get those cards and they won't touch them, and then it's just like feels weird that they're buying. And also, it's probably not that intuitive. Like if you're someone like your girlfriend like only plays battlegrounds and you don't like watch Twitch or anything or like look at Twitter or whatever, like how do you find out that you're supposed to buy a pack? Like it wasn't probably that. It was kind of weird. Like I have to go to the shop buy packs to play. What do I use the packs for? This like it was probably kind of confusing. I
Yeah,
mean, if
maybe.
more than 9 deck slots is confusing, that was probably confusing.
Small indie
I don't
company
know.
though.
I've so basically the complaint is that it's you have to keep buying a tavern pass every. Is it every like regular game expansion? Like every what is it, 5 months they release, 4 months they release a new set in
Four
Hearthstone?
months. 4 months.
Is that when you have to buy a tavern pass? Is that how?
That's probably when you have to buy a tavern pass.
And they're just gonna keep having it as an option in the biggest pre-purchase
I guess. I
in
mean, I
450 gold.
because of everything going on with Corona, I didn't pre-purchase this time around, and I ended up paying for the tavern pass in gold, and then I had no money. I had no money and no gold to buy packs, so my pack opening experience was very, very sad.
No money or gold.
Yeah.
Just become a wild streamer, lol. You don't need new cards. Big brain over there.
Yeah.
I see what you've done. You'll come back to the promised land once you've got cards. I get it.
hmm
All right.
I,
I
I
mean, Hook
probably will never go back to standard. We'll see.
It's all right. I don't blame you. If you like wild, play wild. That
All
was a
right.
big tangent off of Captain Hooktusk.
Yeah. Rip
All you really need to
the
know is that she's very, very good and she's overperforming and might get changed.
Yeah, Hook Tusk
Maybe not.
is
Who knows?
probably due for a nerf. So the biggest thing that you can do with Hook Tusk that's just disgusting is like turn one, buy a token, hero power the 1/1, and then you get any other one drop and it's nuts.
That is just, yeah, just better than Malagos in like
It's
every situation except Vulgar Homunculus exactly. But
yeah. It's just strictly better
also
than
worth
Malagos.
noting is playing tier 1 Hook Tusk like you would with like Daryl or somebody where you go for Rabid Soralisk, maybe Wrathweaver, and just farm triples is very good on Hook Tusk because
Because you can choose
every
more.
turn you can discover and try to find a Soralisk or a
hmm
Wrathweaver or something, and or Selfless Seer when you need it, and you just have a really insane board.
Yeah.
If you've got 2 golden Soralisks, you play a Mecharoo, kill it, get a Mecharoo for free or something better, right? It's very good. You're getting another extra minion. You get a
Yeah.
free minion every turn with her, right? I mean, it's just very good if you can find a way to abuse that. It's
Yeah. And you get a free minion. So you're
free
basically
minion in the cases where you're cycling minions, right?
right.
You don't
Basically
get a
this
free
ends
minion
up
not for
costing
one.
you one rather than zero because you're
Yes.
depriving yourself of selling the minion.
Compare this to the old Sylvanas. Like what an awful hero Sylvanas was.
Hey, don't at my
Throw
Sylvanas.
throw away a minion for +2/+2 as opposed to just like another card.
Yeah.
That could be so much better.
And the thing about this is that if you're playing any sort of like battle cry comp, this just becomes disgustingly good.
Right, you just rip the battle cry out and discover at worst just a card, yeah, whatever. It's like,
Yeah,
okay. But the card you discover, it actually doesn't cost you one because the card you discover you can then sell.
you're right.
So in a battle cry comp, it doesn't actually even cost you one
Yeah.
or cycle comp. It only costs you one like really early game, and you would be able to do something with that one money that you couldn't otherwise.
Right.
But it's makes sense that it's overperforming. It's just nuts.
Yeah. Of everything that we've seen, I think this is the most likely thing to get hit with the Nerf hammer. We'll see how
I
that
mean,
goes.
Warfam has been long considered the best, right? It's got an 82%
Fair.
pick rate. People have understood Warfam is very good. Its average placement is 4. Hook Tusks is 3.5,
Yeah.
with a 25% first place in 1.3 million games. A
What
quarter of
was
those Hook Tusk won.
what was Millhouse's average finish before he got nerfed?
Uh,
It
high.
had to, yeah, it
It
was,
was around 3.5. It was very good.
and he got
I imagine,
nerfed.
yeah, because Warfam at one point was alone in tier 1 too, when they overperforming category.
Hmm.
Which, by the way, your beloved Millhouse has moved back up to the now tier 2. That's slightly bigger because Captain Hooktos took 1 over. But yeah,
Yeah,
Millhouse is actually 12th right now on this stats, which I would still probably never pick him, but
I like
it's
me,
because I'm bad
miss.
with him.
I like me some Millhouse.
What a fall from grace, though. AFK tier 4. Crazy.
She
What a
was like
fall
one
from
of the
grace.
best ones when Battlegrounds
Lady
got rolled
V,
out.
I think people just don't know how to play this character. There's no way in the world Lady V is the 4th worst character in Battlegrounds.
Lady
Just
Vosh,
level up. Yeah, it's just level
I
up.
yeah, I don't
Just
like
sell your
Lady
minion
Vosh.
level and then level again and get 2-3 drops. Like, just a better AFK, man. I don't know. Level up on 4 money, freeze your 2-2 drops, level up, freeze the 3-3 drops, buy on the next turn. It's literally this, like, there's no way that character's that bad. She's probably bad, but I don't think she's that bad. I also don't think George is that bad. But in, like, really high-end games, it makes sense. And really low-end games,
You
you'll probably
love
use the share power
George.
very bad. I haven't finished below 4th. Like, I either finish 1 through 4 with a high percentage of the time I finish first, or finish 8th. But I don't only finish 8th if it's already, like, an 8th place game, right? Or
Right, if you're just finding
your
absolute
power can't bail
garbage.
you out anyway.
Yeah.
Like, it's just garbage. Like, that happens a lot. Maybe not a lot. I win a lot of games as George. Divine Shields are broken, and there's a cheap way to add Divine Shields to minions that shouldn't have them. It's like, suddenly my access is the dream 6-drop to discover. It's like,
Yeah.
nobody else will ever pick my access.
Divine
Maybe
Shield
like him against like a
poisonous.
dragon comp, but if they have that Divine Shield, it's so bad. You just pop that. Like, you get the token at turn 1 as George, you just keep that 2-run around all game. Toxin it, hero power it, you're just sad, dude. You only got 6 minutes to it. Crazy.
Alright.
For the most part, though. Yeah, Hook Tusk, too good.
Hook Tusk too good.
Won't change her for a while. She's new.
Yeah, that's fair. Next one is Skycap and Kragg.
Not oppressive in the same way as it would be in like Hearthstone. You might never first the Hook Tusk in your game. So
yeah. So Skycap and Kragg has a 0 mana hero power, gain 1 gold this turn, increases each turn. And you can only do it once per game.
Yeah. Definitely seems a lot less good.
Yeah.
This replay has him at a 4.5 average finish in top of tier 3.
I think so. Firestone recently came out with a tier list, and they put him at tier D.
So tier 4 for them.
Mm-hmm. I think it was tier 5 actually because they have a tier S.
Yeah, I mean, I think the stats will could slightly go up if people like, okay, maybe I just need to press it this turn or I'll die. Like, there are probably a lot of people who die before they
use
or on the flip side use it too early because they're not confident that they're going to live. It's generally seems pretty bad.
So
can you get more than 10, by the way? I haven't tried.
I haven't tried either. I'm not brave enough. So the best turn I've had with this is I tiered from tier 4 to tier 6 in 1 turn.
Tier 4 to tier 6 in 1 turn?
Yeah.
Because you just leveled the 5 and then tier powered and then leveled the 6?
Mm-hmm. And I sold a minion and bought a minion that turn.
Or...
I sold a minion and bought a minion that turn.
So how much money was that from the hero power then? Were you pretty close to leveling up to 5 anyway?
Yeah, so
that's pretty late game.
I think 5 was 7, and no, it was 8. It was 8. So it was 8. So I had 2 gold left over, and then I think sold a minion, bought a minion, so I was at 0, and then I hero powered, got 10, and leveled up.
Exciting.
So I think that's probably the most powerful thing. Is just to aggressively tier with this character.
I mean, it just gives you. I'm sure I'll see a YouTube video of somebody at some point doing like Kraggs shenanigans where they relog and like transition, and then they just have like 20 extra gold. Although the animations already make that impossible, but I imagine there's going to be like some insane transition turn where they like are tier 5 and like end up buying like 2 brands, 2 Goldrins, and 2 beasts all in the same turn or something, and just switching their board over to like completely different than the turn before.
You mean Baron, but yeah. You do that a lot.
Brand?
Yeah, you say Baron.
Yeah, same thing.
Not really.
Yeah, pretty average hero. Not that great.
Yeah.
I guess average in the numbers, below average in terms of finish. A lot of heroes are bad in the battlegrounds.
Yeah. He's interesting, but probably not good at the end of the day.
No. I wonder, like, what, like, eventually they'll find a sweet spot for, like, good players where maybe it's just, like, turn 8, you buy an extra 3-job or something, because then you're, like, slightly ahead the next, like, 2 turns, you can get a bit of leveling. I don't know.
Yeah,
Actually, on turn 8, you might have 2 3-jobs you could buy. You'd have 6 gold by then. I don't know. Maybe you're supposed to use it on turn 6 and just get an extra 2-job, so you're just like consistently saving life, and maybe that's enough.
Maybe.
Who knows?
All right, next hero.
Kind of Reno healing power and like a 4-drop just to stay alive. It's kind of the same. You'll have to find like way to make the hero okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, we can move on. There's not much to say about him. He's kind of
Kind of
decently cool, but kind of
Patches is back,
yeah,
and he's
I
better.
noticed that, and I was like, wait, what? And then I looked at his hero power and I was like, oh, that's changed.
Patches is back, and he is better.
He's okay.
I've played a few games with new Patches.
He's worse than Sky Captain Greg.
You think so? I disagree.
Just replay stats.
I disagree. But
I think it's a much higher pick percentage than Sky Captain Krieg.
I mean, the issue with him is that if you pick him, you have to go Pirates, and everyone else is going to know that.
Yes, most heroes. Yeah, so I think as time goes on, he'll be better.
Yeah.
Because not everyone will force Pirates every game.
Yeah.
Which was very fun, by the way, when I played on day 1 and everyone was forcing Pirates, and I would just like
pick anything
tier 4 Divine Shield minions and win the game. It was pretty stupid.
Yeah. But I mean, so this is.
I got to imagine on release day, Flurgle was just free wins, dude. Holy smokes! Everyone's just buying Pirates.
Yikes!
You just farm all the Murlocs, dude.
But yeah, so this hero power is good. If you're playing Pirates, right? So it's a pirate up to the tier you're at. So you can get any, like if you're at tier 6, you can get any pirate. If you're at tier 5, you can get any tier 5 or lower, whatever. It's pretty good because you can get some high value pirates for free, but obviously it's random. So yeah,
I assume it's Tavern tier or lower.
Tavern tier or lower.
I mean, it's basically every 4 minions you buy, you get a free one. You have to go Pirates. Doesn't seem that great. This is the kind of thing though that is really easy to like buff though. You can test it out at 3 gold.
Yeah.
And jump him up probably half a placement or something, even with just something like that. So it's definitely an interesting hero. Definitely fun. Definitely welcomed.
Definitely better than his old version.
Yeah, his old version was good for a little while.
Well, I'm saying
things was okay.
I'm saying better for the game and more enjoyable. Maybe not.
Oh, that's for
better.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if average placement's that much better, but pressing 1 and sometimes high rolling and sometimes doing nothing was not a very entertaining experience.
Yeah.
For either person involved. It was so unnecessarily nerve-wracking to play against him, and then like so brain dead when you play him. You should have bought and hope for the best.
Yeah. Which is kind of like playing him in Wild. You just kind of throw a pirate out there and
just kind of
I win.
Throw him in your deck and hope you never see him.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Next.
So now we're into the minions that they've been added.
Every minion? That's crazy.
Well, we're not going to talk as extensively about them as the heroes. So they added 2 tier 1 minions. They are both
It
pirates.
did 14 pirates total, which seems like less than when you play the game, but
Yes, they show up a lot, which is
they
interesting.
also added cards that aren't put, to be fair,
True.
even though it was Pirates expansion.
Yes.
Deck Swabby is a card that is very interesting, but we'll need probably more time, and it's good on certain heroes, not good on others.
Yeah,
You got to find like
I,
reducing the cost is kind of awkward on tier 1 because you're going to level up to tier 2 right away anyway. It could be interesting like on your 5 money turn you buy him to reduce, but it's so like because everything lines up so well on the average hero where your hero power doesn't affect your leveling that he's kind of, but he
so
does
I
present
like
interesting high rolls, and I think that's where it's relevant.
I
He
like
kind of
Dex
costs 2 in a
Swabby.
weird way
I like
if
Dex
you have
Swabby
enough.
on any turn that you're about like the next turn you're gonna tavern
Level.
tier.
Sure. Yeah, I mean it just costs 2, but like at that point in the game, like what point in the game do you want to buy a 2/2? Because you're gonna level the next turn. It's like only on tier 2. But
Uh,
like,
yeah, because the reason to do it right is that
and
you've
even if you buy
got
it on 6 money turn, you still level up. I guess you could level up roll 3 drop on 7 money. That's pretty.
yeah, that's what I've been doing is if you do it the turn before you're gonna level, you level and then you can roll and buy, which that's pretty powerful because then you can get a tier 3 mini in a turn early.
You could. That would be interesting. But not that. It's an average card. It's got some interesting high rolls, which are nice, like cards like that in Hearthstone, where like sometimes it's like, whoa, that was cool. And then most of the time it's 2/2, which sometimes you have to buy a dire wolf, and in this case, you gotta buy a dex.
This is
It's pretty good though.
better than Direwolf, I think. But
Yes, probably.
but yeah,
Considering
I
you're
really
saying you're
like
gonna
this addition to the game. It makes things interesting. Uh, Probably average though. So next one is Scallywag, which is or tier 1 pirate 2/1. Death rattle summon a 1/1 pirate. It attacks immediately.
it's a pretty. I think it's actually it's an above average card. I would say it's a very average card on turn 1.
Yeah,
It's like it's a 2/3, 3/2 kind of vibe.
sure.
But pairing it with Dread Admiral Eliza late game
Oh yeah,
allows you that, which is a pirate that buffs all your other pirates every time a pirate attacks. This attacks twice,
in a row.
buffs up your pirates. Yes,
Yeah,
it notably it's important in a row, and if you have another one, it buffs up twice in a row, and you get your stuff churning out before the enemy has a chance to really kill stuff.
yeah. There's a few pirates that take advantage of like attacking more times than they should. Like
It's
that.
also very good with the arcane cannon.
Yeah, that card's busted.
Very good one drop. Definitely better than Dex. So
Yeah, Scallywag is solid.
solid choice.
All
And does
right.
it? Yeah, I mean, it only loses to the 2/4 in turn 1. So yeah, I mean, it's just great. It's a great card.
Yeah,
It's only 2/1 in the game. I'm not happy or not sad I have to buy on turn 1.
yeah. It's not a 2/1 really.
I'll see Captain. That's about the only card we don't have to talk about.
Everyone knows what Captain does.
Everyone knows
It's
what
fine.
Southsea Captain does.
It's
It's
fine.
okay.
It's fine. It's good if you're going pirates. It's
It,
terrible if you're not.
it's like compared to the 3 drop that's a 4/4 that gives your Murlocs +1/+1. It's like worse in the sense that the stats are worse, and it's not like permanent buffs. Better in the fact that like you can get pirates after you buy this card and it's already been in play that then are buffed.
Yeah.
Kind of interesting, kind of average. Makes sense as a 2 drop. It's a 3/3.
Yeah.
Definitely a card you probably don't keep forever, but it's okay.
Definitely.
Nothing like super interesting with these cards. Just kind of a solid support card.
Yeah. Definitely good in early pirates, and that's about it.
I think next is probably my favorite part.
Yeah,
Going in order.
it's probably not in perfect order. We are at Arcane Cannon.
All right, because there's you doing non-pirates too. All right.
Yeah.
Arcane Cannon is kind of the nuts early game.
Yeah, this card is busted.
Funnily enough, if you do this plus Soul Cannon, oh wait, no, Soul Juggler with like Void Lord, so every time you're like 1/3s are attacking and dying, you're also getting Arcane
Oh,
Blasts.
that's
You're getting Arcane
disgusting.
Blasts and you're getting Soul Juggler Blasts. every single time. You're like things die in attack and stuff. It's pretty hilarious. I
I
saw a board of that and I was like, whoa. And like in Mama too is pretty nasty.
yeah.
For just they're just everything synergizes with both, right? I don't know how good it
The
is, but both of them
most
are probably pretty solid with spawners.
the
Other
most
than booleans.
impactful words on this card are can't attack, right?
Yeah, that's actually a good thing for the card, right? For obvious reasons. But
Yes, because unlike Direwolf Alpha, which has that same adjacent thing going on, Direwolf Alpha, pretty much you only ever buff the thing on the left unless your Direwolf Alpha miraculously survives or if they happen to attack the minion on the right. With this, you can throw it all the way on the left if you want, and then just it won't attack first. So whatever's right to the right of it will attack, and as long as things keep on dying, then they'll go well for you. Because like you could have a board full of alley cats with this, and it'd be nuts. Or like
sure, as long as it doesn't get sniped, yeah.
exactly, yeah,
It's very good early. It's definitely the best addition early game.
yeah.
Well, that's actually not true. It's like the second best addition, or the card you'll probably get to next, depending on the order you're in, is the best early game addition.
I think I know which one you're talking about. But yeah, this one I think is probably
my good bird
due,
friend.
yeah, this one's probably due for a nerf at some point.
Well, yeah, maybe.
It's a little too
Not
powerful.
the most fun thing to play against.
Yeah,
And it's not that intuitively strong when you look at it at first.
yeah,
So it's kind of just an ugly card. It's just kind of not great. It doesn't feel great to play or play against. I guess it feels good to play. You're just shooting everything down. I think it's a fine card. It's very good though early. Just having shooting things down, and you can snipe things before they get to attack, clean things up. It's just very good.
yeah. All right, let's see what's next in the order. Free dealing gambler.
It's my favorite pirate.
This pirate is very good.
I don't mind buying this pirate in any comp. You just buy it, you throw it in there.
It's a free.
For a nice swing later.
It's
nice
a free placeholder. It's a free placeholder, and you just get to like fully get your money back at some point. It's like, great.
You just like level up for all but one money, and then you roll, and then you sell this and replace it with like the drop of the two you just level up to. It's just so good.
Yeah.
Level up to 5. Last money you have, you roll. You sell this for a 5 drop. It's the nuts.
In Millhouse, it actually gains you money.
That's funny. Also, if you use this with the Captain Hogar or Golden Captain Hogar, I don't know if you saw the Hysteria video, but he had a golden Captain Hogar and a non-golden Captain Hogar with a two golden salty looters. So he was just buying pirates and selling them to buff his salty loot. And they were like giving him money every time he bought them. He could not get rid of money. He ended every turn with 10 money, and he bought as fast as he possibly could and played as much as he possibly could, and he could not get rid of his money.
Wow.
Because you just keep buying pirates, and they just keep giving you extra money.
Yeah.
And then you just play as many as you can to both those minions, and then you go on to the next turn. And then you just level. Like, that's like all you could do. You literally cannot. At first, he was like trying to be all precise, like to save money, and then as he got to the later turns, he was like, "Wait a minute, this is not worth my time."
And then
he was just trying to buy pirates as fast as he could.
And then you just get that like 4 drop that's like give a pirate +1/+1 for every pirate you've bought this turn.
Yeah, we get those 2 in the turn, and it was pretty funny.
Yeah.
He wouldn't be able to completely abuse them because if you had to buy them like early, you kind of have to play him, sell him, or roll. I don't know.
Right.
If you have the money, obviously you can hold it. But...
yeah.
This card's great.
This card's great. I agree. Very strong, but pretty balanced. Here's the card that we want to talk about.
Yes, but before we talk about him, I need to go to the bathroom. So I'll be back in like talk to your lovely viewers or something, and then you can edit this out. I'm sorry.
All right,
I can't hold it any longer.
All right. How's it going, everyone that's left from Martian's raid? We are in the middle of recording an episode, which is why I didn't greet you guys immediately. We'll probably end up editing this part out as Jordan's in the bathroom. But yeah, we do this podcast just about every week for the last 4 weeks. You can check out past episodes of the podcast on YouTube and Spotify and iTunes and Google Podcast. So you should do that. We've talked about, so our first one, we talked about the buffs and nerfs but that were like 4 weeks ago. And then 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, I guess, would have been we went through Highlander Hunter and did kind of a play guide for it. And then last week we did a play guide for Odd Demon Hunter. So that's kind of what we do here. We do mostly Wild Hearthstone, but obviously today we're a little bit more battlegrounds heavy, because that's what the news was about, and we both do enjoy battlegrounds quite a bit. So that's what we're up to today. I'm excited to talk about this card right here. This card is just great with our favorite Death Rattle, the People's Champ. Do do do. Do do. Oh, I hear him.
I'm back.
He is back.
I feel like a new person.
All right. So let's talk about this amazing tier 2 minion.
This is kind of just the.
So I was playing this on day 1, and I kept on doing things like, oh, it'd be super cool with the treasure chest. Or, oh, it'd be super cool with Kangor's Apprentice. No. Because every time...
it would be.
It would be
For
awesome.
that to work out. That's a little optimistic.
Yeah, I would always put it second or third so I could potentially have a board spot open for those things, and it would get sniped every time.
Yeah.
So I came to the realization, probably much too late, that basically you want to do this with good old People's Champion.
2 minions.
People's Champion. And Spawn in Azoth.
Spawn in Azoth's the best one. That one's just nuts.
Fiendish...
You get like 2 or 3 procs. Like if you have a couple of these, a couple of spawns, it's insane.
Yeah. Fiendish Servant's pretty good.
It's like, besides Arcane Cannon, like the best thing you can do early game is have Macaws and Spawn in Azoths.
Yeah.
There's Macaws and Bombs, or like maybe Macaws and like Selfless Heroes or something. But...
Yeah, Selfless Hero, Fiendish Servant are both good.
And it's such a good card too, because you can just transition like you normally when you like have your like whatever Spawn in Azoth plus like whatever good minions you see up to like turn 5.
Yeah.
You start buying beasts, you just transition like your spawn becomes your Goldrin, your minions become. You just leave this in and it procs Goldrin.
Yeah, it's insane, and
So
it gets.
And
if you have more than one of them, or if it survives this attack, when you do attack with it and get the Goldrin buff, this gets bigger because it's a beast. This seems nuts in Goldrin builds with like some cave hydras and stuff.
With Spawn in Azoth too, when you attack, like it gets the buff before like it would die, so sometimes it lives.
Is that how it works? No, it's after this attacks. So the attack goes all the way through, right?
On Battlegrounds, when a minion attacks, the buff makes it then have 1 health, it lives with 1.
Interesting. I haven't had that happen yet.
I feel like that's only what happens. It never lives otherwise. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's very interesting.
I had 4 of these
with cleaves. You have 4 of those?
I had 4 of them in one game.
So what does the golden do? Proc it twice?
It procs a random friendly minion's Death Rattle twice, but the way it's coded, it picks one, randomly triggers it, and then it picks another one, randomly triggers it. So it can...
that makes sense.
It can do the second.
Soldier instead of it. It can do the same one, right? So that'd be nuts if you have just Golden.
Yeah.
It's a Golden Macaw.
Yeah. Golden Macaw, Golden Goldrin, Golden Baron. Oh, some cave hydras in there.
3 cave hydras, dude.
Maybe.
That's ridiculous. You do all that and you lose to like
Murlocs.
3 poisonous Murlocs.
Yeah. You lose to getting things sniped randomly. I've actually noticed with this card, it kind of makes you want to play Goldrin differently, because you almost don't want your Goldrin to have taunt unless it's going to survive an attack.
Yeah, I mean, it's a gamble, right?
Yeah.
If you attack first, it's not... If you have 2 Goldrin, though, it's clean. You just have 1 taunted, 1 not taunted. And
sure.
Works out.
That it does.
But it's weird because this card wants you to not have Goldrun Taunted, and then Baron Rivendare wants you to have Goldrun Taunted.
Sure.
I mean, frankly, all your beasts want you to have Goldrun Taunted. So this card probably is just a pipe dream at that point. But at that point, the Goldrun's more important.
Yeah.
Like this card probably doesn't make it forever unless you like really go nuts with it.
Yeah.
But a Golden Goldrun, if you're going really nuts, so sometimes does survive attacks because they put like weaker things first
Sure.
to block divine shields.
Yeah.
Oftentimes, so
And you can always buff it more. Like
yeah, I mean,
I
at
taunted
the
it
end of the
one.
day,
I taunted
we're
it one
talking about
time, and
this
it
card
ended
like
up
it's
as
a
like a
6-star card.
taunted.
We're talking about all these late game situations. This is a 2-drop. This card's nuts.
You're right. I just want to play this with my
2-drops are not
golden
supposed to
people's
be in my
champ.
comps. Oh yeah, dude, put that with some
I
people's
just I
champ,
just want
dude.
this with my golden people's champ. Golden macaw, golden
Dude,
people's champ
just
gamer.
couple of pew pews, dude. Oof,
Dude, just
things are dying. Things
keep
are
me
fine.
at tier 2 the entire game. I'm fine. Just give me my death rattle stuff.
Just collect the people's champ, dude. Just level play Sky Captain Kraggs, sit on 2, farm these people's champs, and then level to 3, level to 4, and then discover a Baron. All in the
Yes.
same turn.
That's the wave. I'm gonna do that
Level
now.
to 3 and 4 in the same turn, hit a Baron. We just
Jeez.
solved Sky Captain Kragg. He's OP now.
There
Not
we
really.
go.
I mean, this card's just a nuts. You see this card, you probably want it.
Yeah.
Like, imagine this, even with the Mecha Ray, that's a 4/3. It's like, okay, I don't know, man. Pretty solid.
Yeah.
I can see a world in a week or two where this is a 2/2 or like a 2/1.
Don't say that. Don't give
This
Team
card
5 ideas.
This card is very good.
It
There's
is.
a lot of other cards, so it's
It's
probably not that
susceptible.
big of a deal,
It's
but it's certainly
susceptible to
very
getting sniped. That's the only issue with
good. It
it.
is.
It
Yeah,
dies
you
so
put it far
easily.
left though.
It dies so easily. Like they attack first and snipe it, and you just die inside.
Yeah, it's better. Same with Spawn and Zoth, right? It's better the more minions you have.
Yeah.
Not in the same way. This one you don't want to get sniped. The other one you just want to buff more minions.
Yeah.
I think this is one of, if not the best card.
Maybe. It's quite good.
Certainly, it being a 2-drop is just crazy.
I don't know if it would
It's
see
like,
play
let's
if
take
it
this
was
broken
higher.
2-drop, Spawn and a Zoth, and let's make it better card. Yeah, I don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah. That's why we're not
It's
game
definitely very
designers,
good
right?
though. Definitely a very good card. The old monstrous macaw.
Yeah. Alright, then we got our tier 3 minions. We have Bloodsail Cannoneer, which is give your other pirates +3 attack. Which is pretty generic. It's fine. It's almost always an insta buy for me if I'm playing pirates, but it's just kind of a thing. It's a support card, right?
It's a very Bloodsteel Cannoneer. Give your other pirates +3 attack. It's very good with Scallywag because in this like 2/1 that you're getting double buff with, sometimes can you'll have like an 8/2 Scallywag, right? If it's golden, and when it attacks, it'll get buffed to maybe like a 10/4. You might hit like a 12/12, just like random taunt.
Yeah.
Maybe Baron like game that somehow got buffed to like a 4 golden. It's like an 8/8 that gives you dragon +2/+2. Maybe that card, and then you like kill it, or you almost kill it, and then you get the immediate 2/2 that comes out if it's golden, 1/1 if it's not, and that gets buffed when it attacks, and then you kill a minion. Like that extra attack on the first half of Scallywag like could be pretty solid if you're keeping this card around. Yeah. Otherwise, it's just kind of an average buff card for the mid game. You maybe buy it, but you don't ever like freeze it or force it. You're looking for better minions to late game at that point, but it's pretty solid.
Yeah.
It solves one of their problems of Lemnat, but like when you do like the Dread Admiral Eliza, which we'll get to later, like your stats start a little slower and then ramp up during so the extra attack can help you minions kill things cleaner sometimes without them getting as many value trades.
Right.
It's a nice card, but
it's
actually not something you want to keep around.
Right. It's buy, play, sell as soon as it's convenient, for sure.
And if it actually makes sense. Generally, you want something that gives health if you're just going to do it.
Yeah.
But you have to have an actual reason. It's a little bit harder to play in this case, but it's quite good.
All right, and then we have Salty Looter, which is
Crowd favorite, but with pirates instead of battlecry minions, and it
is
starts
probably better.
slower, but also is a pirate itself.
Yeah, it's just kind of better than crowd favorite, but that doesn't make it like super good. It's a solid card. Like, don't get me wrong, it's
It's
solid.
a pipe dream, but it's yeah. I mean, it's
It's
solid. You get it
it's
to like a 6/6, and it's like you just keep it for a little while.
yeah, it's like it's a good intermediate card, but I think
It can be late, but for it to be a late game combo, it's definitely a.
this card I feel like baits you a lot of the time. I think that's going to be the biggest problem with it. Is people
Same
are going
as
to keep
crowd favorite used to.
yeah, people are just going to keep it around for too long when it's not helpful to them anymore.
Sure, similar to Hungry Dragon type vibes.
Yeah.
It's just like you have to be doing something with those pirates early game for it to be doing anything to your salty looter.
Right.
Like for you to be able to just be buying pirates and selling them to only buff your salty looter, like you would play like a demon build, you really got to have some Captain Hogars, and you got to be kind of later into the game where it makes more.
Yeah, for sure.
Have like maybe a couple of these.
And pirates seem to have that vibe too, where like they want you to buy a bunch of pirates in one turn because they've got the one that sells for 3. They've got the one that buffs 1/1 for every pirate you've bought this turn, and they've got the one that pirates you buy give you a gold back. So it seems like they want you to go in this direction, but I don't know how good that particular comp is.
Fairly solid, but the problem with battlegrounds nowadays is just pure stats is usually not enough. You usually need like
Yeah, you need
divine
the
shield
synergy
or
effects and stuff like that.
cleaves or stuff like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
like without Nadina, even dragons wouldn't have been good enough for the stinted hat at the top.
Yeah.
But I think it's probably better than crowd favorite. There's more pirates. They feel less bad. Like if you get this on 8 money turn, like right away, right, you can continue feeling at your board and upgrading pirates to better pirates as you force like as like your pirate, maybe not force, but as your pirate comp comes together.
Yeah.
Whereas crowd favorite, it's like before you get to like it takes you way longer to get to a point where battlecry minions make any sense.
Yeah, and there's
You don't
so
want to
many
be buying battlecry minions right away.
and you don't want to be buying battlecry minions that don't do anything to your board except buff your crowd favorite. Because like
Right.
there are so many battlecry minions that's like give a demon plus 1/1. I don't have any demons. Like so like at that point, okay, if that's all the battle cries you're seeing are the ones that's not relevant to your board, then all of a sudden crowd favorite's way worse than this card. Like without a doubt. So I would say this card's better than crowd favorite. I would say it's a solid intermediate card, but you don't want to keep it around forever.
Yeah, you don't want to keep it around forever unless it turns out to be actually just ridiculously large. But
Yeah, like if you get if you
that
like
requires other cards.
if you have a couple of these and then it becomes golden and it's huge, then yeah, keep it for the stats. But like, how often is that happening? Maybe not every game.
So there's a few cards in the game. This is one of them where you can buy the Vreedling Gambler that we talked about earlier with a pirate that sells for 3 gold. You just like see it, you just buy it, sell it. Like,
Yep. Yep.
there's a couple other situations where I did that. Like I leveled up to tier 4 and discovered a triple, just kind of like early in the game. I think it was like 8 or 9 money. And the
Mm-hmm.
best thing I found was a Captain Hogar. I was like, whatever, 6/6, put it in play, and that came up. And I was like, well, I mean, I guess that's 1 extra money. I just bought it, sold it, and then just kept taking my turn.
Yeah.
They've done pretty well with sneaking in little interactions with this set of cards. Like this is similar enough to crowd favorite, but there's so many slight differences that it's
Yeah, they're trying to make it like give you some more lines to work with, which I appreciate. It not just being like kind of like press a button, play some
Yeah,
aggro.
and I like the
You know.
way battlegrounds is heading. Like if you think of a future where there's like, you know, elementals and whatever else they come up with, what else they come up
Right.
with, this rotation we talked about, like games will start feeling really different from each other and really fun. I feel like.
Absolutely.
And all that matters, and the set's being good as well. And so far, this set seems okay. I think it lacks some late game consistency compared to others. There's definitely some fun things in here.
Yeah. All right, let's head on to the next card. We got Yoho Ogre. Taunt after this minion survives being attacked, attack immediately, and it's a 2/8. So it's already decent stats, and it lets you attack more often than you would otherwise.
I don't know how
So
I feel about this card. There's sometimes where it's really good, sometimes where it's really bad.
it's pretty much so. What I've really liked doing with this card is whenever I get a card that says buff a pirate, I just throw it on this thing, and it
Hmm.
does some work. So
Sure.
that's what I like, and then this this minion transitions so well to the pirate late game where you're attacking with things because it attacks extra time. Like it attacks after being attacked, and then you take your turn of attacking with whatever your next minion was gonna be. So like you get 2 attacks in a row every time until this thing is dead.
Yeah, my guess would be it's a fairly good card that isn't necessarily that intuitive. It's something you'll have. Like if you triple it, 416 is a lot of stats.
Oh yeah. Does the
You may
triple
have to pay
attack
attention.
twice, or is it just extra
No,
stats?
it's just extra stats.
If I attack twice, that'd
Comes
be
with 416.
nuts.
I mean, it essentially does that by default, right? Because if it attacks and then lives again, they then have to attack it because it has taunt. So
Yeah.
it oftentimes triple sinks its damage,
I've seen this have
which,
very weird interactions with Scallywag because they both say
oh yeah, I
immediately.
mean, there was a situation where like I think it may have been the same Firebit video I talked about, but he had like spawned in this off a couple scallywags. It goes like pretty early in the game, like maybe 2 or 3 other minions. If they attacked first, their ogre hit his scallywag, which then made the scallywag attack that, which made that attack the other scallywag, which made the scallywag then attack that. And then before Firebit got to attack, he had like 2 minions on the board to spawn his
Yep.
off one thing. It was pretty hilarious.
Yeah. Yeah. I've had that happen already where like a
Mm-hmm.
couple of red whelps go off and then they get like some pirate attacking out of order nonsense and I take my first attack and I have 3 minions on my board. Like the heck?
Yeah, like you use your 1 minute to attack two, and it hits this, and then like that just like attacks your arcane cannon. It's like rap.
Yep.
It's an interesting card. It's kind of like a little bit of disruption, a little bit of like decent stats.
Yeah.
If it does hit like 2 or 3 times, it's kind of comparable to a Bronze Warden, except like it all attacks like pretty early, so it can snipe things, which is pretty strong.
Yeah.
I think it's just like kind of an okay card. It's not a 3 drop that you're looking to build around as much, but I think we've
Right.
kind of tailed those back anyway.
Yeah.
Like there's no Kobold Guardians and stuff that you would just like get your comp at 3 anymore.
Yeah. This card is really good against really wide, low to the ground sort of boards. Like if your opponent has a board of like
A
low
lot of
attack
situations.
minions,
Yeah, they go wide instead of tall for their spawning us off. That would just eat it up
yeah,
if they attack first. I've seen people put this far left, which makes a lot of sense.
yeah,
Early game and then far right late game. But yeah, it's an okay card. It's very interesting. It will take time to figure out if I ever want to buy it or not.
definitely a good buy if you're going pirates. I'm not sure about otherwise yet. It's gonna take some more testing.
Does the pirate tag really matter that much? I mean, it's probably an okay card anyway.
Yeah, it's probably good, but
Put it next to your arcane cannon, and you get a couple triggers yourself, let alone sniping your opponents.
that's yeah, it's very good. All right, and then we got to 4, and Gold Grubber is my new favorite 4 drop. It's like maybe my only 4 drop I actually have any feelings about, but I
Wow.
love this card.
Okay.
I love this card a lot.
Can I offer you a cave hydra or a toxin?
No, I want a Gold Grubber.
What about Menagerie Magician, dude?
I want a Gold Grubber.
I don't know. Have you heard of a Noia module? Four drops. Four drops are so underrated. Four drops are nuts. There's just too many like siege breakers in the game for a 4 drop.
I've already had a
4 drops
three.
range
I've already had a
a lot of them.
3-digit Gold Grubber. So
Wow, really?
yeah,
3 digit in the attack value or health value? That's
in
insane.
both. At
That's
one point, it was
crazy.
like
How's that even possible? That's nuts.
because you're gaining like 20 a turn.
How do you get so many goldens? That's crazy.
I had 4 Goldens, and it
You're
was Golden
spending all
itself.
this time buying these crap golden minions. Meanwhile, I'm buffing my Murlocs over here in the corner with my toxins, bro.
See, but I wasn't buying it. I was just getting it with Captain Eudora.
In Eudora.
I mean, this thing dies hard to Murlocs, but everything else it solo carries. So I'm here for it.
That's right. But yeah, I mean, yeah, that seems good.
Yeah.
I mean, compare that to an Iron Sensei, and I'm on board.
I love it. It's great. Because so often by the time you get to tier 4, you have at least one friendly golden minion anyways. So, yeah. This card makes me think about what if they had introduced like Drakari Enchanter in the battlegrounds?
And turn effects trigger twice.
Yeah. Like this and Iron Sensei and Light Fang and other things that I can't think of right now. That seems spicy.
I'll do you a solid. There is Cobalt Scalebane, Gold Grubber, Iron Sensei, Light Fang Enforcer, and Razor Gore. That all have end of your turn effects in the battlegrounds.
Yeah. Drakari Enchanter seems spicy. I don't know what tier you'd make it.
It would be a decent card. 3 or 4, probably. Question mark?
Probably 3 or 4, yeah.
Okay for a turn with a Light Fang, maybe.
Yeah, buy it along the way.
Couple of good Razor Gores.
Yeah.
Golden would probably have to just be double stats. I don't imagine triggering twice extra would be fair, but maybe it would.
Maybe you do it the same way that the Golden Macaw works. So it triggers a random one twice.
Yeah, I mean, they could have had a card like your Core Enchanter where instead of it says a random end of the turn.
Yeah. Yeah. That would be probably more
Most
balanced.
of the time, that would be the exact same thing. So you don't
Sure.
necessarily have, like, maybe you have a couple Gold Grubbers, a couple Light Fangs, a couple Razor Gores, but
yeah,
most of the time you don't get more than those.
Sure. Or maybe you have it trigger 3 times instead of 2
Double
times.
Razor Gore would definitely be nuts with a Jakar Enchanter as it works around.
Yeah.
I mean, the Razor Gore's only +1/+1, and that card gets pretty large, so I can
Yeah.
see a Gold Grubber would get large.
Very
So if
quickly.
you get the golden token and you have 2 golden minions, is that like the nuts? You hit that into the Gold Grubber, like you level up to turn 3 and buy your triple Morlock Tidehunter, and you have 2 golden minions on the board technically.
That's nuts. I'm gonna try that soon. Just gonna force it every game until I'm at 4,000 OMR.
It's a pretty common card that you.
I never get tokens. I don't understand. It doesn't make any sense to me. I played 5 games of Hook Tusk, and
there's like 1 game worth tokening now.
I played
like 1 token out of so many.
I played 5 games with Hook Tusk and did not find a single token the entire 5 games. So
you lost the 3 and 16 every time, and it's not even that, I guess, because they take out one of the sets.
Mm-hmm.
So some games you don't have a couple of
right. All right.
Dragons, whatever.
So Gold Grubber is awesome. I love it. I love the design of it. So let's continue. Rip Snarl Captain. Whenever another friendly pirate attacks, give it +2 and 2. It's a 3/4.
This card gives a bad name to 4-drops.
Yeah, this
card's so uninteresting.
Yeah, it's kind of.
It's just not that good. It's
really
like
not.
an Iron Sensei, but like it maybe procs 3 or 4 times, not permanently a turn at best. It's like it's okay.
Yeah, it's reasonable.
It's I never pirates.
I never really want to buy it.
By the time you would buy it, right? Because the 3/4 feels better to buy. It's good if like you already have the pirates and it's early enough that you want to buy a 4-drop. That's like a 7, 8 or whatever.
Yeah,
but
it doesn't excite me. It's fine if you're going with the have your pirates attack a bunch of time build. If you have a few of these and the 6-drop, it makes the game really buggy looking. Because it goes and then it attacks. It like draws back a few times as it's getting buffed.
Yeah. Cards, yeah.
It looks super weird.
Bob up and down.
Yeah. All right, next card. This card's boring. All right. South Sea Strong Arm. We've referenced it a few times. Give a friendly pirate 1/1 for each pirate you fought this turn. So normally it's around a 2/2 or a 3/3 buff. You can make it better with the ones that sell for 3 and the ones that give you +1 gold when you buy pirates. Yeah, solid buff card. And it's got a decent body on it too. For being a 4-costed card, I guess.
Yeah, it's on average a 2/2, which is comparable to a lot of other buffs.
Yeah.
I think it's Vermin Sensei.
It's
The
always
4-drop that buffs a beast.
Yeah.
On that tier, and then the 3-drop that buffs a mech.
Yep.
Crew Chain
It's
Clunker, Broad
it's
Emissary. It's fairly similar.
it's always a 1/1 and it's sometimes better than a 1/1. Because this card is
You're right,
importantly
this
a
is a
pirate.
pirate.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
always at least 1/1. So
Very
it's
comparable to is that a 3-drop? Oh, it is. Crystoior. And except instead of buffing like 2 or 3 minions +1/+1, you buff 1 minion +2/+2 +3/+3.
sure.
Good with that taunt guy.
Yeah. That's what I've been
Good
buffing it
with
with.
the old taunt. The old Yoho Ogre.
Yeah. It's also good with the 5-drop thing. The 2 5-drops that have overkill. So
Yeah, pretty. It's kind of there. Sometimes you want it, sometimes you don't.
yeah, solid card. This card, Seabreaker Goliath, tier 5, 6/7 pirate, Wind Fury, overkill. Give your other pirates +2 and 2. So kind of
It is like Ant Mama's successor, man. It's the biggest debate on the planet. It looks so good on paper, and then it fights, and it's a 6/7, and it just dies.
yeah,
And
it's a
it doesn't
6.
get the Wind Fury off. Rarely gets the overkill off. It's just not a very good card.
No, it's not. It's
You get
just
it buffed,
kind
you get
of.
it huge. It can be cool,
But at that point, you can be investing in your other
in
pirates.
games where you're going pirates, you're like, all right, I can get a 5-drop. Hopefully, I can stabilize. This card's rarely. Maybe if they have like a taunted spawn is off still and it gets off and lets you win that fight, but yeah, it looks better than it
Yeah.
is and looks better than it actually performs, I would guess.
Yeah, probably.
The Wind Fury is super interesting at first. You see it like, ooh, Wind Fury, let me buy that card. And you realize it has like no stats, so it's like kind of hard to work with.
Right.
But I was immediately drawn to it. Like it's got like the nice animated like card art, whatever, and it's got Wind Fury. It's like looks cool. It looks like a nice card.
Yeah, I
It
have
definitely
only
takes
bought.
some help to be good.
I didn't buy this until like
Like
several days after the patch dropped, and it was
in Pirates,
underwhelming.
when you like a than this card and just buff up your pirates with Dreadmir, Eliza, and Scallywag.
Yeah.
It just gets more stats, and that often doesn't even get the Wind Fury.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Scallywag always gets the Wind Fury because it attacks twice with 2 different bodies immediately.
Scallywag has honorary Wind Fury.
Mm-hmm. The same effect when really all you care about is the buff.
Right.
Although if you use that 3 we talked about, where you buff its attack on Scallywag, then you get more than that. It's even better. This card also is nice with that card. You get its attack up. You can at least get 1 overkill.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Wind Fury is just kind of like, eh. It's just hard like to get a card that late that you then have to buff for it to be really good. It doesn't work that often. Like you had games with Ant Mama when you buffed it a bunch and it like took a hit or two. If you get against the right comps and stuff, but
Right.
there's just better things to do at tier 5 most of the time, I think.
Agreed. Captain Hogar. I have still never bought this mini.
This is another pipe dream card that can be really insane for no reason, but usually is not very good.
Yeah, I've still never bought this card, and I forced
I've got it in
pirates
my
a
board
lot.
once because it was literally the best choice I had when I discovered a 5.
Yeah.
It was like, shoot. It was like Strong Hill Scavenger. What's that card called?
The 2/3 that buffs taunt minions?
Yeah.
Okay.
Strong Shell Scavenger and like Junk Bot and like this card. And I was like,
6/6
I'm gonna
body,
take
I
this
guess.
card.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had like one interaction where I bought the free pirate that gave me a gold and like it was kind of interesting, but
Yeah.
It didn't entice me to switch to pirates. Maybe I should have. Who knows? But it didn't seem good enough to switch to pirates, right?
Yeah, I
Or
think this
kind of
card.
variation on things.
I don't know. I think this card is just too late to matter. If this was
Hmm.
tier 4, I think it would be busted though. So I don't know.
I mean, I think this card is very good golden, so I think there's definitely worlds where it's worth buying. As
Maybe.
stats, if you triple it, it's kind of nuts. But yeah, I do like the amount of things on 5 that you can like do and the amount of different comps. But this one is like until you like tripling out at 12 that you get 2 gold every time you buy a pirate. That's just good, right? I mean,
Or you could
that's a
have,
card I'd buy.
or you could have a golden baron, or a golden bran, or anything.
Right, yeah, it is a 5 drop. So like tripling a 5 drop super hard, and it's way better at 5 drops.
Yeah.
But
I just don't.
this pipe dream with the 3 drop pipe dream is pretty entertaining.
It's fair.
Just like with 2 pirates.
Yeah. All right. Nat Pagel is finally seeing play, just not in constructed.
At Pagel Extreme Angler.
Yeah.
5-star 8-5.
I've actually bought this card quite a lot. I enjoy
Overkill.
it.
Someone a 0-2 treasure. Is this the first expansion in battlegrounds they added overkill? No, they had the Iron Horde,
Yeah.
Iron Hide Direhorn.
Yes.
There's just like only Iron Horn Direhorn that had over.
Pretty much.
So
Yeah.
it feels kind of like it's new.
Yeah. So this one, the O2 treasure chest summons a random golden minion,
This
which is kind of
incredibly.
okay.
It's incredible how much better this card is than the last one we talked about with the Wind Fury overkill because it's just 2 more attack. Like the turn you play.
Yeah. Yep.
It's
This
so much.
you get the overkill off on this so much more often, for sure.
Yeah, and you can buff the attack with it, and it doesn't feel as bad because you're not investing in a comp, you're investing in a card. That card can live on its own outside of pirates.
Yes. And that O2 has saved my ass several times. The
Get a golden zap slyway.
Yeah, like
a golden the Tide Razor, a golden gas coiler.
Yeah.
Just kill your opponent for no good reason.
Yep.
What
Great.
a stupid card.
It's
It's pretty solid. You
Is
take
this
it,
like
it can help you scam a fight or two in the mid game.
what's the one that summons a piloted shredder? This is piloted shredder, but better.
Yeah, I mean if it kills.
If it kills something, which it will a lot of the time, this is just piloted shredder, but better. Or not piloted shredder, Sneeds.
So an O2 treasure chest, you said it's summon.
So the treasure chest has Death Rattle, summon a random golden minion.
What a random golden minion.
So you can super high roll and you can super low roll.
What does a golden treasure chest do then? What does the golden Nat Pagel's treasure chest do? Is it 2?
I have not yet gotten one, but I would assume it's just 2.
Golden Nat Pagler Extreme Angler is a 1610 that says overkill summon an O2 golden treasure chest.
I would assume it just summons 2, probably.
That's nuts.
Yeah.
2 golden 6. Wait, is it golden 6 shots? It's golden
No,
minions. Why do we
it's
get
golden
6 shots so
minions.
often?
Because we're filthy high rollers. We're just good at the game, Jordan, clearly.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's an okay card.
I enjoy it. It's makes the game more interesting sometimes. Because you're like, oh, what am I going to get off of my treasure chest? And then you get a 2/2 Righteous Protector, and you're like, oh my gosh, kill me. But then sometimes you get, like, Golden Baron, and it matters, and you're like, well, GG.
Yeah, you have 2 of these on the board, and your first one's a golden baron, and then the second one die.
Mm-hmm.
Get a bunch. I mean, it's a pretty random card.
Yeah.
It's average.
RNG.
You pick it if you don't hit anything better for the comp you're going with.
Yeah. RNG
Fun.
Clown Fiesta. All right.
We had a 6 drops now?
We are on to 6 drops. We only have 2 of these, I believe.
Yeah, I mean...
Dread Admiral Eliza. 6 mana.
So it's only like 2
6,
of them
7.
worth more.
Yeah. Whenever a friendly pirate attacks, give all friendly minions +1/+1. Solid card.
This card can be good. It's one of those 6 drops that can't stand on its own, and you kind of almost like need two of these. Like
You think so?
compare this to Caligos. It's so
Yeah,
bad.
I could see that,
Like
but
if you attack with 10 pirates in the fight, you're getting a random assortment of like, somewhere less than 770 worth of stats because not all 7 are getting buffed 10 times because things
sure.
say you get like 50-50 worth of stats. I mean, if you have 5 dragons, you gotta play 10 battlecry minions from the turn after and they're permanent. Like this is much better than Caligos the turn to get it. And then can fall out and get outscaled if you don't. It's a terrible card like with scaling, right? Like if you get outscaled by dragons or murlocs, that's its
Yeah.
weakness. Which is generally the theme of pirates is their late game is inconsistent at best, but their mid game is quite solid, I think.
Yeah, they just kill people in the mid game and they don't have to worry about the late game.
This expansion definitely spiced things up, but pirates is like 7 pirates on your board is not the best late game by any stretch.
No.
But if you get this early enough,
You save a bunch of life and then you just kind
you
of
have
get to your
get
other
kind
comp.
of fun moments where you get like 3 of these or something.
Yeah.
Or if you're playing like I don't know what hero that was. If you're playing Captain Adora, that gives you turn to keep like hero powering every turn to dig for a golden minion.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. But it does definitely get outscaled if games last long enough to like dragons or maybe even beasts, because beasts are doing a similar thing where they don't have scaling but they're trying to triple minions. And I have no idea which one of those wins in that case, but
Yeah.
it's similar to beasts in the fact that it's a good late game, but it can get outscaled if you don't hit enough triples and stuff or game lasts too long. I wouldn't be surprised if this card became like a 610,
Maybe.
412. I don't know.
412. It's
Not
not a
412,
dragon.
dragon stat line, but like 6-7 is kind of.
So, yeah, it could definitely do with a
It just-
buff, but
Even if it gets like it just doesn't fight well enough for a 6-drop. Although most 6-drops nowadays, other than like mackerel, don't really fight. They kind of buff.
Macro's
Genesis.
gone.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, they
I
took it
didn't know
out.
that. They took out mackerel?
They took out mackerel and
What else
putricide.
did they take out? That was it?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, no wonder I wasn't hitting any mackerels.
Yeah, that'll do
I had
it.
Divine Shield comp, and I was like, well, I can't hit mackerel.
Yeah.
I literally think I played a couple of games trying to hit mackerel. That's crazy. I didn't know that. That's good for the game, and that card was toxic.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, your best, like... It's annoying that, like, this card doesn't synergize with the next card. Like, Gas Coiler's a beast. Why can't the next card we're about to talk about be a pirate? Man.
The Tide Razor.
Yeah.
I like this
This card-
card.
It's better because it has 3. If you have the board space, worse on stats comparing it to Gas Coil. It feels so bad that it's not a pirate.
It's a
It's a
boat.
pirate ship, man.
But it's a boat.
I don't care. It's a pirate boat.
It's a boat.
I get it thematically. It's not a boat or it's not a pirate. You can take the name and the picture and change it into a pirate, man. Like,
Sure.
it feels bad. It's not a pirate.
I mean, I don't
I guess
mind.
it'd be too strong if it could get buffed and like grow. But
Well, the
it has
last
weird anti-synergy.
the last card we
It's
looked
okay.
at, the last card we looked at says
Right.
whenever a friendly pirate attacks, give all friendly minions +1/+1. So this
True,
still gets
so
buffed by
this
that.
gets buffed, but also you put this before, and then you get more pirates to then keep attacking. So you keep churning out +1/+1.
Yes.
So it's false to the same. I mean, pirates late game gets outscaled, but this can definitely hit. Like matching this off like a Xeris.
This is a really good standalone 6-drop that we were just talking
doesn't
about.
need any support. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you can go in any kind. You just like, oh, that's a decent 6-drop. I'll play it a turn.
It's as good as Gas Cooler, maybe better.
You're playing like Beast, and you hit Nadina, Caligos, and this. You're like, oh,
Yeah.
got some of my Tide Razor gamer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's one of 3 6-drops that don't have a tag.
Yeah. That and
Okay.
yeah.
4 health is kind of bad. Like it's really susceptible to snipes.
But you
Hard
I
to
mean,
make it work with a Baron. Like
Sure.
one of the 2 is probably gonna get sniped. Like
Yeah.
Before there's board space or before it dies, the Baron will get sniped.
Easy. Just taunt everything but those 2. Everything. Everything's taunted.
Well, things have to die. So it's like It could
Everything's taunted.
still work out poorly. If your last taunt or your last taunt dies on your attack and then it hits your bear. You don't gotta
Oh.
think about these things. You don't
Ah.
gotta think about these things.
Ah.
It's an okay card. I like that it summons 3 to make up for its lack of like
Yeah, and that
line
and you
or
and there's very few bad pirates. I feel like even though like if you get a scallywag as one of your three pirates, so you don't hate it. If you get the 2/2, it probably sucks, but right. But like, there's a lot of pirates that
yeah.
you're just like fine with getting.
The average. I mean, there's only 4 pirates and 1 and 2 total, and there's 3 threes, 3 fives. So on average, you're getting 3s and 5s. 60% of the time, you're getting either a 3 or a 5.
Yeah, that's powerful.
Well, you can also get in a 6 drop. You can get another Dreadamiral Eliza off of it.
Yep.
Which I guess this card is a reason why all these pirates have terrible stats to start. Because otherwise, you get them from this stupid card.
Yeah, and then people would be
This card
calling for this
This card
card
needs
to
to
be
die
done.
for the sake of pirates. Make this summon 2 and make pirates better. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Pirates are pretty solid
It's,
already. I think.
it's a fun card. It's just like a random like pinata of pirates.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
All right, so that brings us to the end. Oh wait. No, it's not.
A lot of stuff.
Arana Starseeker is going
Ooh.
to be released in a week or two. I don't remember really the
Demon
exact day.
Hunter training. Passive fear power. After you refresh 7 times, Bob always has 7 minions. Even if you're at
So
like tier 4.
yeah,
You,
so I'm not
okay, so you
clear
roll
on
on.
this. I'm not clear on this if it's 7 times in the course of a game or 7 times in a
Mm-hmm.
turn.
Oh, it's 7 times in the course of a game. That's why there's 7 left in the bottom.
Okay.
So, so ideally in a game of Hearthstone, you don't roll at all until turn 8, or not turn 8, 8 money.
Ideally.
Most heroes anyway don't roll. They, you sell, buy 2 on 5, level on 4, buy 2 on 6, buy and level on 7.
Is
So
there ever a world
roll
where you do
usually
like
twice on 8 and buy 2 minions to fill out your board. And then if you really hit the nuts, this hero sucks because you should never refresh that much. But
this
because you want to just level, sell, buy.
this
But you
feels
could do a
like
tier
a
1
tier
gamer with it.
one.
That'd be
I
kind
was
of
about to
yeah.
say
You could
that.
do a tier 1 strat with Soralisk and Wrathweaver, and you always have a ton of minions to choose from. That's so wild. Even if it's not good, that'll be a fun thing to try and do.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Pretty
that.
easy to hit the demons that you would need, or the Wrathweavers, or the Sor.
Yeah, when your board is full of 1 drops, you're gonna get the things you need for sure. Or even 2 drops with my People's Champ Macaw build. I'm gonna try that when this character comes out. Tier 2. Pogos!
Oh god.
Pogos!
I accidentally muted. I unmute and I hear Pogo at the top of my line. Yeah, I was thinking like on average, probably the 10 mana turn. In an unlucky game, you've rolled 7 times, and like 11. What would be 11 money turn? That doesn't exist, but like your second 10 mana turn, you've probably rolled 7 times, and you're like what, tier 4? 5 of you hit the nuts. So I mean, it could be good,
Yeah,
but by the time you hit things you really want to hit, like the benefit of that is being swindled because as you level, you see more stuff. So
yeah,
like in terms of the hero power strength, it's definitely better with the tier 1 strat because you're like the amount of minions you're gaining from that 4 as opposed to 3, 2, or 1. But it's interesting.
yeah.
I mean, even with tier 6, right, you're getting an extra card. So that's actually the nuts. That's probably the best spot to do with her is you get an extra thing every roll on 6 when those are so scarce as is. That's probably the strongest spot to be at this hero. I mean, I guess tier 6 is the strongest spot to be at any hero.
Sure.
Because you get 6 drops, but in that sense, it's slightly better than Astormu, like exactly in that scenario, but it's obviously much worse the rest of the game.
Yeah.
My guess is it's a slightly below average hero.
Maybe. We'll have to see.
But you do a lot of rolling in some games.
I didn't think Hook Tusk was gonna be that good. I thought it was gonna be solid, but not like game breaking. So it's hard to predict these things in advance.
Yes. 7's not that much, honestly, to have to roll.
Yeah.
There are turns you -10 kick W, right? So it's like maybe you never fully -10, maybe you -7, and then that goes off, and then you have on your that roll. I wonder how it works. If it says 1 left when you roll, do you see 7? I would assume that would make the most sense. It says 1 left. Oh, you roll. The hero power would like flip over or animate or whatever, and then it would see 7 minions. So maybe you never -10 kick W in this hero.
Maybe.
Maybe you always find something. That could be quite strong if you never have to -10 kick W again. I'd be very happy.
Yeah, you do that a lot.
Well, sometimes you gotta find cards, and you don't find them, you -10, and hope you don't die and do it again. My record's -50 kick W.
Yikes.
I got third that game. That's very sad. Imagine doing nothing for 5 turns and getting third. That's how ahead I was. I was like, I'm just gonna keep rolling. If I hit this card, I get first. So I just kept rolling.
Gross.
I don't remember what it was.
What a degenerate. It's probably a mackerel or a megasaur or something.
-60 kicked up. But where's my mackerel? They took it out, bro. Oh no. That'd be great.
I wish I hadn't told you. That would have been so funny.
Played the game like today, tomorrow, the next day, wondering where mackerel. Like when they took out Cobalt Guardian, I like didn't notice it first. I was like, "Where's Cobalt? Why doesn't like?"
Yeah.
Weird. I haven't seen a Cobalt Guardian in a while. Have you seen a Cobalt? No one's buying Cobalt Guardians anymore. They're like, bro, they took that out. It's like, oh,
I gotta tell you everything. You're just gonna be like, where did Rag and Sylvanas go?
Well, okay, all right. I didn't look at the patch notes this time around because I kind of figured they just added stuff.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything about macro. I feel like that would have been a big enough news I would have known.
Yeah.
It was degenerate. Man, George, no longer good. Feels bad. That card was so good for George.
The card was good for everyone. Let's not lie to ourselves.
Like, let's be honest. The best way to play Dragons, I did it against you often when we were like top 2, and every time like there was like 2 games in a row where I was Dragons and you were something, and I would just like put 2 macros in my Dragon comp because it was just better. Because 2 macros on their own is just better than 2 minions in any comp.
Mm-hmm. Especially when they have poisonous, and if they start with Divine Shield, it's degenerate. All right, so that brings us to the end of the podcast today. Bit of a longer one. So, yeah.
Content update.
If they want to find you, where should they find you? Plug your shit.
Plug my stuff?
Mm-hmm.
If you want to follow me on Twitter, go for it. I'm at JordanMGS on Twitter. I'm JordanMG on Twitch, but I don't stream. But if you see me in your chat, mod me. I'm a good mod, I promise.
Yeah, Jordan. He's a mod in my channel. He's the only mod, other than Streamlabs. So
there was one point where I was modding several chats, but currently I'm only modding a few.
Yeah. All right. If you want to find me, I am Vapod1_HS on Twitter. I am Vapod1 on YouTube and Vapod1 on Twitch. And you should check out the podcast at the People's Champ Podcast it's on my YouTube channel. It's on Spotify, iTunes, and Google Podcasts. And if you have problems finding it, type the People's Champ Podcast, a Wild Hearthstone podcast, and it will pop up. I promise. I've checked it on all of those places. All right. So we've come to a close of our first dedicated Battlegrounds pod. So, Jordan, what do we do if we see a People's Champ?
We roll past it and then uninstall and throw our computer out the window and shame.
Yeah.
No, of course not. You buy it.
You buy the People's Champ. All right, everyone. Thanks for watching or listening.
Peace.